Shared Light Groups, you're welcome.
Shared Light Group, you're welcome.
We are live, yes.
Yeah, we are live. Wow.
Welcome, sir. Welcome, ma.
Welcome, sir. Welcome, ma.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Wow.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome.
Yeah. Million all the way from Canada. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Wow. We love you too. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the love.
I think they were here 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Thank you for the love. Thank you very much. My hands are up too. 2 of them. All right. Wow. How do we begin tonight? I really want to appreciate the wonderful couple in the house.
Yeah.
They've been around before, and then the feedback has always been, when are they coming to finish the unfinished business?
Are you serious?
Really?
So we had the unfinished business then when we were discussing the topic Marriageisbeautifulg4. And so they are here today to finish the unfinished business. And go on, sir. We are listening.
No, we're just listening to you. We are
all right.
listening to you first.
They are here to finish the unfinished business.
Yeah.
And then I know I was discussing with Mr. Kiyomi one of these days, and it was like, we didn't even say, we didn't say 1/10 of our experience. If we have to say that 1/10 that was not said, ma, you have the time to table it. So we are not going to talk much today.
Yeah.
Be blessed. You're welcome. Yes, we put in the question. We allow you to hammer it very well.
Yeah.
So, madam, thank you very much. We are not going to ask the usual question of how you see marriage. You've done that before.
Yeah.
We are just going to go straight
to the point.
To the point.
But before then, let's allow them to say hello to
the
viewers at home.
Go straight to the point by saying hello to the viewers first.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Okay. Hello, everyone. We are here with the SelfEsteem, and these Akiyomis. We've done this before. Let's roll together. Let's go to the second Jerusalem. So, all viewers, so you are welcome. Please, we hope you will enjoy our experience. Thank you very much for inviting us.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me flag up the show by asking the very first question. Our test definitely.
You're welcome.
Our test definitely is going to hang around Proverbs 5:15-19, and you know what is there. I don't need to talk, and I don't want to go there again. It was still the same text.
Very poetic.
So we go to the first question.
Yeah.
Wow.
What is your opinion on the might that is created around sex in our culture? They create a might around sex in marriage in our culture. Should not be discussed, should not be talked about. It's too holy. Once you try to talk about it, you are like rotting. What is your own opinion on it? Even when the social media is exposing the kids to it, people are still trying as much as possible to say, no, don't talk about it. Your own opinion. I'm starting with you, ma.
Okay.
Anyway. Welcome.
Good evening, everyone, once again. How are you? It's our weekend here in the UAE, and I think in the Arab world generally. I'm going to church today. And it's good that we started this way. I think one of the problems we have is the religion, issue. I think about 2 weeks ago, we were in a meeting, and then they were saying that the only time the pastor's wife was saying that the only time a man should know a woman is when they want to have babies. And I was like, really?
Really?
I've not heard that one before. You put deep
This
down.
one in first hand. They did not report it. I heard with my ears, and I was like, see what religion is doing to us. And I remember when I started my medical period then, that my mom was telling me that once a man sits beside you like this, you are pregnant. You are pregnant, And it shouldn't be so. What I think should happen is telling people the truth about it. Like, it's okay to be intimate. It is not. It is only a sin outside wedlock, outside the confines of marriage. But the moment you are married, you have gone to, you've done the civil rights of this person, you've done the parental consent, and you are recognized as husband and wife. There is nothing that should be hidden between the two of you. The Bible says they were both naked and they were not ashamed. And what is central to Mr. and Mrs. SelfEsteem will not be to Mr. and Mrs. Gabriel Akinyomi's.
Exactly.
But it should, when you are teaching your children, it is a sin when it's done outside the confines of marriage. But the moment you are married, there is nothing that is beyond both of you when it comes to sex, as agreed between the two of you. That's my point of view there.
Okay, maybe I should to add my word. Well, I'm just wondering where we bring this myth. I'm just wondering what happened at the days of Adam and Eve. That we don't want to go religious now. Let's talk about reality of life. When we were young, we saw these things were in increase, a lot in increase. Nobody can talk about this type of thing. In fact, that time, if you hear anything like sex, a big blow on you and all that. But as we are developing, as the world is developing, then social media begin to expose so many things. And development goes simultaneously with the instructions and information that we get. So I think I don't want to blame those. It's not only our religious people. I mean, our religion leaders. A lot of people too, even culturally.
Yeah.
I think last time that we were in on this program, I discussed about the problem between culture and our constitutional problem, because we always develop some things officially, but if our culture is not developed, if our culture has not changed, if they are not reviewed, then we will lay back. Yes, it is good not to. If there are some kind of clothes that you wear then that now, if you wear them, it's like you are a cake. So we tolerate some things, then we leave the other things. So it's encompassed. For me, there's nothing now. When it comes to marriage and sex, there's nothing to cover up. There's nothing not to talk about. Really, even the form, the shape, how it's done or whatever, it should be known to, because it's an event between you and and mostly we will talk about religion because this is our foundation, So if we are talking about it, we will always still refer to religion. If there are many people that lack this information because their background in the religious setup has always taught them one form of thing. So they continue like their fathers. You see, so that is the problem. But outside that, you are educated, you know the well laid out now. The points are there, everything is exposed. So you are exposed to all the information you have. So the more you should develop in that area, not to. For us, for us, there is no means that you can bring in that will work because we understand, we have the knowledge, and the knowledge, if you don't have knowledge, it kills. But we have the knowledge, we understand these things, we know why we are in this relationship, we know this is our home. So if I don't think my mother will come and be asking me that, how do you do it? Of course, there are some ways when you first got married that they will explain to you some things. But those days are past. Now, nobody explain anything because before we get married, we have seen everything out there. I will just stop there now. I don't know if we are speaking the mind of.
Yeah, you are speaking the mind of people, and we want to say today, we want today's program to be interactive. Please, viewers at home, put in your question, especially on this topic. I'm much more concerned about, and your contributions also, I'm much more concerned about this topic because the world, they say, is turning upside down. But we are the people inside the world. What are we doing while the world is turning upside down? What is our own contribution to ensure that the stability of the world is not disturbed? We keep saying the world is turning upside down. We sat down there within the world that is turning upside down, fold our hand, and we do nothing. So if we continue this way, not only will the world turn upside down, we will turn upside down with the world because we are right inside the world. So you know, we have this language in in Christianity that we are not carnal, we are not in the world. Listen, we are not in the world, we are not carnal. Okay, we are not of the world, but we reside inside the world. For now, we reside. Our coinage in Marriage is Beautiful is, don't be too heaven conscious that you become utterly useless. Wow. I don't know whether you get that. Don't be too heaven conscious that you become utterly useless, because there are some things God wants you to achieve on this earth before you go down to that heaven you want to go to.
And the heaven,
and who wants to go? Somebody said something. If you are so sure that that heaven is far better than where you are right now, why don't you pack your load and go immediately?
And if they said we want to wait.
And if you say, okay, who wants to go to heaven now? Everybody raise up his hand, right? Who wants to go right now? Right now, who wants to die so that you can go? Then we'll do this way. So we are coming back to this question, which I still want you to please, Brodino. There is this might.
I want to say.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear us? You can hear. Okay. I want to say the word, we are turning the word upside down or slow. Or who is the word? That is the point. The word cannot exist if we are not there.
Right.
God created the whole thing, and He gave us the authority over them. And we are the author. We are now the God over the things that He created. You see, so we control the world. So if we that is controlling the world, we are complaining that the world is turning upside down, it's us that actually has turned upside down. It's not the world, it's us that has turned upside down. So I think we should talk about the means. What are the examples of the means that they talk about? For example, your parents will tell you that don't face your there is a particular form that you should have sex in marriage. You understand? There are some things that are unholy that you will do in sex, as married couple. Those are the myths, and several others. They tell you
get it.
We
are going there.
We are going there. Okay. So I keep quiet.
Because that goes for question number 2.
Yeah. How do we balance the disparities between the female urge and libido? The male-female urge or libido to have an harmonious sex life.
Let me chip in, because we're not going to be asking one by one. Let me chip in something there before the question will be answered. There is a wide range of disparity between the female-male libido or the desire for sex. in marriage, and it has created an imbalance due to hormonal differences between us. It has created a lot of imbalance because, like, we are like men, like one-way traffic. We want it now, we want it done, and then we want to sleep after. Now, the female doesn't want it at that moment. She wants to be talked to. She wants to be caressed. She wants to be praised. She wants to be psyched up. Eventually, when she starts burning, we are done. We are like piece of paper. Put the fire on it. We are burned off and we're done. The female is like a coal. You fan them until they start glowing. And when they start glowing, you want to stop, they don't want to stop. Then after the whole scenario, they still want to talk, they still want to be pet, they still want to be talked to. And the next thing the man wants to do is
to sleep.
Maybe you wake up in the next 30 minutes, he might still want it again. So how do we balance this? It's important. If you have any experience along that, people need to share that, because part of the reason why sex life is not being enjoyed by couple are what we are discussing right now. Thank you.
Okay, so I would say that these things are individual. Like, right. Okay, so I think it's still a myth to me that there are men that don't love sex. So for me, I think it's individual. We have individual differences are there, you know, and it's still based on communication. You cannot, I think, like you said, a man wants it. So that's why a man can carry a random girl and sleep with her, because for him, it's in the head, it's not in the heart. But for a woman, women are naturally emotional. A man can fight you right now and it's like, okay, though we are fighting, we can still have sex. To a woman, no, she must be mentally stable, emotionally balanced, and you know, everything. And it still boils down to communication. You need to know your partner. Now, sex, for the viewers, sex is only in marriage. We need to get that right. It is not in relationship. So in the confines of marriage, I mean, it starts from somewhere. You need to know who you are married to. Let's be practical. For me, I can stay, my husband will say, the only black market he bought is the area of sex. Me, I do not like sex. I can stay with you, I can do everything with you, but when it comes to sex, it's not because I don't have anything against, just that is not who I am. Like, but do I enjoy sex? Yes, I do. Very well. Mm-hmm. But it's just getting myself mentally to the point that, okay, I have to now start that process, you know. So it's not like we now have to get to that point where we have to sit and discuss that, Ruby, I need this. I know you don't like it, but I know you enjoy it. So we have to get to the understanding of, what do you like? Okay, you like this, I will do this. Then I like this, I will satisfy you to satisfy me. Then all those, and you finish, you talk, well, God, we are the same with that one. No need to talk, let's sleep. Or I'll just go and cook or do something, you know. But I think women have fantasies. We have our fantasies. We have those things in our head. Like, there are times I'm like, when my husband come back to the home tonight, and I'm looking at him, the thing is playing in my mind, but physically I cannot get myself to the action, because the kids, I have to take care of the kids, I have to take care of the home, and everything is just. But it's not that we are fighting. It's not that I have anything against him. It's just that mentally, like Mr. Sheyi said, I am not there mentally. But for him, he had to now reduce his libido to come to my level. So I have to up my own. So we have to meet in the middle. So he cannot say that, I have very high libido, and you have to meet it. But if you have a couple that don't have that understanding, it is going to be a problem. Because they are not talking. The man is saying, my wife is not satisfying me. Meanwhile, and you know, some people, especially in the okay, now we are Christian, we have to still bring it back, because it's Christianity. There's a myth that you cannot talk about sex. Like, some people, how many women come through penetration? Maybe 20% out of 100% women. Most women orgasm through oral sex. But they are too religious to say to their husband that, my husband, though, I know you like, but this is how I want to be touched. A lot of women cannot say it out. But to the glory of God, we have that understanding that this is the way I want you to touch me. This is the way I want you to touch me. And this is the way, you know. So if all this story boils down to communication, you should be able to, you are married, for crying out loud. So you should be able, they were naked, so you should be able to open your mouth and say, And it's not at the point of having sex. It's a discussion that should have happened before exactly. It's not because also, and then for our men, sirs, it is not when you want to have sex with your wife that the sex starts few days before the sex. Like start pampering her, start helping her, start mesmerizing.
You are taking your hair, sir.
You paved the way.
Exactly.
You paved the way.
I will come in. Every time.
Only dance. If you can even take a pipe. You can take a pipe and just keep pressing the floor. Exactly.
I'm a pumping machine that will be pumping. Not like
we will go and get borehole. This time around, we will get borehole so that it will be allowed to water. Allowed to speed that wetting.
You hear Madame now say she doesn't like sex, but she enjoy it. She enjoy it. But you need to now. For me, there is no amount of homie that you would have. If she doesn't like it, she still doesn't like it.
But she enjoys it.
So it's now until you get in there. You see, until you get in there, which is the down that she is talking about. For me, really, okay, I want to look. You are my wife. I am coming from. I can see somebody outside. Judiciary passing by, and men are ruled. Men are ruled by sight. Yeah. So this is correction to women.
Something is already playing on your head. Getting home.
You know, you have just seen somebody judiciary pass, and something already.
And you meet someone rubiciously at home.
Oh, so you are thinking that I have somebody rubiciously at home.
Okay, so what I'm saying is now you already passionate something in your
exactly. Calculating.
If I enter now, I could just catch this woman in one corner of the kitchen in the kitchen.
You know she's always in the kitchen.
You know, people do it. People grow to that stage. For me, it is about the friendship. Yeah. For me, it is about the attraction. For me, it is about the consistency that you know, things you can build up things. Like I told my wife, love that we talk about, that you see somebody and you say you love the person and you marry the person. No, you know the work. Love is something that you grow. So if you can see somebody that you don't like at the first instance, and maybe the person was nice to you, the person was doing good to you, this person became, you know, and then the love start to grow. It's the same. Put the same system of love. Put it in what you don't like.
Yeah,
you're right. That thing that you don't like, and you will see it will start growing up. You see, then why should somebody? Okay, you want me to compromise, you know, your own my own side, but you don't want to compromise your own
side
until if I push you, I can down me. See why? And still you don't, since you don't like it,
and I still see the electricity to tell. And I still don't see the wet ground to step on.
To step on
concrete ground. So for me, it's about put the faction of that loving into what you don't like in anything, in relationship, in anything. If you don't like anything, just put that faction of okay, you can grow in love, you can grow this thing. Nobody comes with this thing. Even hen outside, they were not born into it. They grew to know it, to start it. So what are we talking about? You can grow anything in your relationship. You can grow. And for me, for viewers, I will say, if you find yourself in such position that you don't
black market.
In such black market. You see, No, she's saying this black market to expose me. Don't
worry, we understand.
No, the truth is, I explained that one at our last, somebody that was stabbed like me, I needed it, and his healing, sex is healing to me. Is healing. I tell you, I even enjoy it. The time I'm stressed, I do it. But of course, some people can do it at that time and just pass by. God forbid that happens. But it's healing to me. It's natural. It's it's sweet thing. It brings back the joy. It brings back the So for me, bring it back together consistently. What you think you cannot do it, start to do it consistently. Try hard to be attractive to each other more. Try hard to your sexual, should be for your wife. Not because we have people that are outside, or people that you might have seen that they are ruled by evil sex. I've come across a woman that said if she's menstruating, she calls herself for that. Yes, she calls herself. What stupid thing is this? And I was shocked that, wow, such thing can happen. This is real.
Sandra, you're welcome. Thank you.
So, my point is, we can achieve anything that we want to achieve if we put our strength, our thought to it. It's just the passion, it's just the consistent. I mean, what you try to do to achieve. Get it.
What happened?
Don't be distracted. Maybe
all right.
It's part of the things that distract us.
Yes. Your last word will bring the next question, that we should still try to be attractive to one another. This is another issue we are having in marriage. When the tag comes in before the marriage, madam is you understand what I'm trying to say?
Portable.
All the delicate pointers are surely pointing, and then everybody is excited. But after 1, 2, 3, the tag, after 1, after 2, or you say after 3 or after 4, the pointer will not point as it used to point. Actually, the 8 will have been bending to become a deflated 8. The figure 8 is turning to 9, or it's turning to square, or it's turning to a rhombus, or whatever. At that moment, and for me, it used to be muscle. Now it's becoming like Madam's home. You get what I mean now? It used to be. So when all these things start setting in, when all these things start setting in, how do you make yourself sexually attractive to your partner? Is important. What are those things? Some people say, okay, I can't pull on makeup. No. Definitely after 1, 2, 3 kids, the tummy will never be flat. Sure. Somebody make a joke, which I want to say. He said, you want a fat woman, you are talking about stretch mark. You can't have one without the other. You have to combine the combo and manage it. So if you really want one, the other is another advantage. Buy one, get one free. I don't know if you understand me. So how do you want your wife to have baby for you and still have a flat tummy? And now, how do you want the baby to suck and then the center of gravity that points should still be pointing? Going to silicone is not what we really need to talk now. How do you package yourself? The packing of the aging, packing of the aging is called package. How do you pack the aging to make yourself sexually attractive to one another?
So who should go first?
You go. Anyone.
Okay, Mama should go first.
Okay. Oronla. So I think that I personally am somebody that is I'm self-conscious and I'm self-confident. I'm somebody that tell myself in the head that it doesn't matter what I look like. My value is not this body. My value is here. So I'm always telling myself that. Does it mean that I don't put effort in my physical outlook? Yes, I do. My husband is somebody that loves shorts. You have to wear bomb shorts and be smart. I love it too. But you know, like you said, there are times that I just want to wear one spaghetti, free flowing. I just want to be free. So at that time, what goes for me is my value goes beyond what I'm wearing. So I have that. I think people should get to that stage where they have this healthy self-esteem. It starts with you, because you don't feel beautiful to yourself. Even if your husband says, "Oh, you are the most beautiful thing in the world," you think he's just trying to make you feel happy. Yeah. So I'm going to say one thing that was when I was pregnant, like me now, I had 7 pregnancies and 2 kids. You cannot expect that this body that has contracted and we still. But me, I'm telling myself that, because I look at my old pictures, I'm like, man, it's ugly. So it's me telling myself that. It's me trying to work on myself. You understand? So we women, we should not say because we have now born, we now live ourselves like that. There are times you live yourself. There are times I still live myself. But there is that consciousness that I look at so for the sake of, go and look at your old picture. What did you look like? Do you like what you look like? If you like it, then try and go back to it. Do not eat too much. Do not leave yourself. If your husband likes short, wear the short. Maybe in a week you wear short 3 days and wear your double leg. But most importantly, get to that stage of healthy self-esteem. Because if you don't even get there, the sex is just one aspect. Though they say it's important, yes, it's important, but I think it gets to say that the sex, you'll be married for 15 years. Which sex do you want to sex? So it goes beyond the sex. As you grow older, there are things that become less important to you, from my own point of view. And like I said earlier, no 2 marriages are the same. So if you say some people are 20 years, they are still doing it every day. Maybe our own 9 years now, we do once a week, and we have, as black market, we have we are managing.
Unacceptable.
Don't bring that one, no. Don't bring that one. Really? Well, I will speak.
Don't me like this.
No, I don't want that one.
It's once a week.
You see, the sex, like you said, that as you are aging, some things become important to you. No, not like incest. I'm telling you to men, not only like you. Really, because you know that, of course, the sex age go like, you climb up, you stay, you go little down and come back, because the children are there, they can't go again. And do you know that even men at 90 years old, they are still like, they are still firing like,
firing on. Yes, full throttle.
Is my blinker now? Maybe
Madam, please, at 90, your girl go see fire.
These are the actions that make men to backslide. You see, don't do that.
Yes, I support you.
Let it be human.
So now I will tell you, what I will say is that you bring yourself up. Okay, we are talking about center points, for example. Center points.
Thank you. Fire. God bless you.
Fire. The original fire. The one that is talking it is King of Fire. Others above is King of Fire himself.
I have good example. I have example. Can I say this or I went home Sunday and my mother was telling me that, tell your daddy. I said,
what? I'm clapping for her, honestly.
That's what? Baba, I tell Baba, if you want young, if you cannot do, if you want young wife, I beg. Because this is giving pleasure to the man, you know. So you need to, women need to do something in that stage. Now we talk about center point. Center point can drop at the time. But in marriage, something, I bet you, something will have been, you know, something else will have been your center point by that time.
Right. Yeah.
Something else will have attracted you than the center point that you saw at that beginning. If you are in marriage, if you are in true marriage. Yeah. So for me, for example, okay, and then if it's not like that, if that has not happened to you, then you need to help your woman. For example, last time we went shopping for the kids, and my wife wanted 90, and she went to this one, and I said, "Oh, you cannot wear this in my house. So nah, they wear this one.
We bust.
If we don't get money for it, let us reserve money. We will buy the type that we should do. You know, that we are, you know, such things. You know, women tend to forget this part most of the time, especially when they are so much in love with the children, but they are forgetting that the children will soon leave you and leave the old man, you know. So for me, you need to do more, some other things that attract you. And don't forget, I told my wife that, look, after this guy don't finish sucking this thing, I want to upgrade it to. I told my wife,
the original owner is always coming back.
Yes.
The original owner is always coming back.
The original owner is God Almighty, sir.
Hey, who is God Almighty?
Okay, hold on.
God has given it.
Proverbs 5:15-19. He will tell you the original owner inside that place. I don't want to read it. Go ahead, Sajare. I've read it several times. Just look at verse number 18.
I open it to him. I open it to him here. So for me, I mean to her here. My own God is the original owner. Take me. I am the God. Tell me.
The God. That's why Sarah said, Abraham, my Lord. He called him my Lord. So the original owner, I am the God that God creates and acts to be his representative on the surface of the earth. So whatever,
Brashe, what God owns, if you are God owned, if you say God is the owner, then you are ready to be a widow.
God forbid.
Yes, it's widow that God owns now. Not be so bad.
God forbid.
Bros, don't go that level. Let's talk it this way. No, just go that level. No, just go that level. See, it's high time women must understand that we are good for one another. We ask you to take care of the kid, but never forget that at a point in time, the kids are going to find their way out. If my mother were to be alive today,
what of husband? What of the husband making themselves sexy for the wives? We too like better things now. Thank you.
If that is
what did I talk? I said when it was like this and it's like this. I also try to, you see, at this age.
And the tummy is like this.
Yes, at this age, if I'm still looking like this, it means I'm doing one or two things to keep this shape here. I'm almost 50, but if I'm still looking like this, why am I trying to look like this going to 50 years? I'm trying to look like this so that, see, this handsome sphere bobo Kupai, this handsome yellow bobo can always look
smashy.
Mommy, you are splashing when I said yellow.
What attracted me to him, even when I didn't know I was going to marry him, the first time I saw him there were 4 guys, and then he stood out. He was sharply and very neatly dressed.
Wow, he's still like that.
He's still like that.
He's still like that until now.
Sharply.
Tomorrow, years to come. He is.
You know, so Yeah, so for him, I don't have an issue with that. For that is a
so something for you, sir, man. Now I know why Pastor Gabriel always want to cry whenever he thought about his family. I didn't say anything. It's not my handwriting, no.
Because of the fire.
Above. You are shaking this table. This table you are shaking. I hope you won't break it.
Yeah,
our time is fast running. Let's move to the next question and we'll discuss along with it. We don't know what to do with this 1 hour. But the next thing is also the most important why people are always asking for this topic, this timing issue of the flight to Jerusalem. We, like, women believe we want it at odd time. But it's not wanting it at all time. It's just wanting it at a time when it is convenient.
For you.
For all of us.
When?
So how do we solve this problem of mistiming in the flight to Jerusalem?
And the headache.
And we have something that's always coming with that timing. Whether it is real or imaginary, I don't know. The headache. There is this particular headache. Panadol doesn't stop it. The Panadol Extra doesn't stop it. What can we do to this headache and this imaginary cold or as of the time when the flight is almost ready?
Okay, you want to talk? Okay, so for me, I don't even say headache. I don't say I just put up attitude. I just start acting angry. Yes.
Okay, so that one is added. So what do we do about
that's the original black market. I'm seeing it now. Don't worry, sir.
What do we do about the attitude too?
So what do we do about the attitude?
In spite of it.
So yeah. So on a lighter note, I think that it's communication. You have to get to that stage where you guys become friends. In the real sense of, I mean, the basis. But I tell my husband once, sometimes when we have to talk, I don't wait for us to fight for us. So sometimes I'll just say, we need to talk. And then I'm like, I don't want a marriage where we are doing I don't want a husband. I want a friend. Because in being husband and wife, there are regimented rules that will start governing that home. You know, there is a way you behave as a wife cooks and clean and do mommy and do. For me, I want a friend that how far. Like if I tell you something like I'm a Jerawalala, you will get out, Joy, what they say, sure. You know? So
yes, now which is normal.
Which is true.
It's normal.
Yeah, I think it's a talk rock.
Exactly. So even when you now become that friend, the headache will not start. It will for me, once I start giving attitude, just tell me, Ben, you come when college you and then we come to go. And then we find our way.
No attitude, notwithstanding.
You know, so, but that was then. Like for me, I don't like to cuddle. Like when people sleep and cuddle. If you cuddle me, I cannot sleep. And before I was thinking that the boy has now that.
Okay, what did you see?
Listen.
What did you see?
To play, to gist, and make love. And do everything, but Augusta, once we have done all those,
allow me to
make everybody see. You know, but my husband is someone that likes to cuddle. You cannot cuddle, and this is 9 years down. We are still having the fight of cuddle. So what I do is, I stay there, I cuddle him. When he sleeps, I will stand up and go and do what I have to do, or maybe I'll then sleep. But I mean, wrapping it up from my own side, gets to that point of friendship. Be friends, like you can joke about. You can come something like Omo Alpha, Mumbo and Lefu lunch, Manisha lunch, Abi lunch, you know. So get to that point where do we still fight? Oh yes, we do. Do we still quarrel? Yes, we do. Am I still a wife? I'm still a wife. He's still a husband. But most importantly, friendship is ruling. And for us, it's even dangerous because we met two strangers married. We didn't date, we didn't court, we just met and married. So we have to be deliberate about a lot of things, and this is part of it. Like friendship, be friends.
Friendship, communication.
We call ourselves Benny. You know, just get to that stage of friendship. That's it for us.
Yeah.
God bless. You see, Rashi, you see this scam that we have entered. Do you see the big scam that we have entered?
I'm coming. Let me just read it to you 1 minute. No matter the pretend headache I have, my husband knows the button to press. That's where we are coming next. The button to press. The button to press. I think Madam did justice to that. Let's move to that because we have little time.
Yeah.
Let's move to that because of the, and this comes in question number 5 about red flag. I will discuss that later, but I think we need to talk about this button of a thing. Some people never get to sit down to discover the wrong spots of their partner. I will also say this, you might not be able to discover it at the first year of marriage. Sometimes it doesn't happen. But keep working on yourself to be able to discover. Like I will put it this way and I allow our guy to speak. There is nothing like headache or whatever, madam, we have. If I want to have my way, I know the G button. Once the G button is pressed, the whole song will start singing. Hold on. What if the partner doesn't like talking raw prior to
or during the
trip? Yeah, they still have to find a way to harmonize things. Over to you, sir. 5 minutes.
Button or no button? Well, yes, you will be lucky if you know where if the button of your wife is physical.
Oh, it's pressable. If the button is pressable.
It's pressable.
Communication.
No, if the button, for example, if the button you have to get into her before you can get the button.
You can get the button.
So what do you do? So, well, there are situations like that. And like I said, you will be lucky to find your own partner. When God gave you your wife, He knows specifically if it's from God. And this is the difference between us in the Christian, in the real, I mean, in the kingdom than the people in the world.
Yeah.
I use the kingdom. How do I put it now? I intentionally use the kingdom because, of course, there are many Christians and it's a damage in Christianity too, because we don't want to use these things. We say, and we end up, we men, or the women too, end up going outside to achieve their, find satisfaction. So it boils down to what we discussed before. Find a way to be attractive. Find a way to get that attraction. Find a way to put the condition to work. And most of the time, for me, I go beg. Well, because sex to men is like a pump. If you don't drop that water, you just continue like that to wallow, and what it will do to you. I want to continue to look this young,
And of course now.
Some energy and some trapped energy needs to leave the body, So for
that's
me,
why I'm saying,
I find
there's some toxic you need to release.
Yeah, I find another way. Like my wife said, she will put out attitude. News me. I don't begin the beg. I beg. No verse today. No like that.
Sleep sensation at home.
Yeah. No verse, no. For this period. What's about?
Wow.
Let's look. What's the problem?
Something is wrong with the network over there, but I still believe that they are okay.
Can you hear us, please?
Can you hear us?
It's over there.
It's over there. Okay, for those people hearing us, they will still.
One question.
Okay. All right.
Oh, I think we need to.
Yeah. We will invite them. Those who are here, let's just wait. They will join us. It's just the network, and our time is almost finished. but we will reinvite them when they come online. And like we were saying,
let's answer this about question. What about
when your wife is really tired and you are in the mood to do? That's what we're saying now. That's the question. Even not only tiredness, sometimes when the red flag is on and there is need to do, what do we really do? I don't know. I believe they will be able to join us quickly. If your wife is tired, it boils down to communication. You have to understand one another. You just have to understand one another. It still boils down to communication. Okay. Yeah. The Akinyomi are back again. Yeah. They have just like 7 minutes more for them. So, like we were saying, it still boils down to communication. Please,
welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. No problem. Just go straight to answering the question. When your wife is not in the mood,
she's tired.
When she's tired, and officially she's tired, or probably when she has the red flag on during a menstrual cycle, and sometimes men just want to smoosh. You just want to cuddle. You want to do something. How do we manage such situation? Okay, let me just draw you near, so at least you will feel a little bit okay. Can we have some talk on that before we move to the last question and we close for the day?
You want to say that?
It's you now.
Okay. For me,
genuine
tiredness. Okay, I can understand genuine tiredness. So I've studied my wife to know when she's tired. You know, I've studied to know when she's tired. And most of those times, especially when she has engaged in some stressful activity, job. So most of those times, I help out. To, especially when I need that stuff, man.
When you need to take the trip,
I help out to pour water, like they say. I help out to pour water in the front. I do massage.
You rub her back. I
massage all the body to the end.
You get it. You get it.
The point
center of no return.
To the point of no return.
He will return. He just to the point of taking the trip, of taking flight.
By the time I reach that point, even your body that is tired will come to life, you know. That's one of it. But for menstruation, where it depends. People, the couple, some women, when they are doing this, it can be very messy, it can be smelly, it can be so. But for me, no, that one no fit stop me. I know. I know. You can say,
my pastor.
You can.
Are we still born again? Go ahead. All right, I want to say
Brache, you remember I told you I left Doha sometime and I came to Dubai to meet my wife. And I met red flag. What do you expect me to do?
After spending all the money, the trip.
Enjoy the red flag.
It depends on you. For me.
All right. All right, I think we will put a stop there. That would be an advice. We'll put a stop there, but quickly, you have how many minutes now? Let me check. You have 1 minute to talk on this, just 1 or 2 minutes, and then we'll do the game and we are off. What is your own advice to couples that are undergoing some difficulties, that are going through some difficulties due to lack of good trip to Jerusalem in marriage? I know we talk about it. I'm just trying to use that because that's our topic. What is your advice to them, madam?
Okay, they should just communication at the end of the day and friendship. That's all. Communicate and become friends. Leave that zone of husband and that mommy was zone. Come down to becoming friends. All those things.
Leave that.
Don't communicate, and another thing is that quickly I would say is that some wives especially are careful to talk to the husband before the man will say, how did you discover this style? How did you now discover this thing? Somebody has been touching you, you know, all those kind of...
In these days of the net.
Exactly. But once you know you are friends and you guys trust each other, you can talk about anything. You can talk about anything.
Well, you can achieve it, like you said, know the weakness, know the right path, know what you do. We have discussed most of the things that we advise you on. Find the center of attraction, what attracts most. If you are fighting, because if you fight, if there is no peace, you cannot go to Jerusalem. Security, security will be lost. So you get
security door will be closely locked.
Yeah, you must always work on the signals that you know that we attract, that you know what you want to do, what you want to achieve. So it's better to work on those ones because we have less time. So I will stop there.
All right.
Thank you.
Maybe when next we have an opportunity, we are still going to discuss some other things. I have here 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh my God.
1, 2, 3, 4, and quickly pick one. Hot seat. So, ma'am, pick your number between 1 to 4.
Number 3.
Number 3. That's it. Answer your own.
Number 1.
Number 1. Why people always try? Men always try to say, I am the man.
Security will be tight or when fighting. All right.
Wow, this is number 1, and this is are we? Okay. This
is number 3. Okay. Madam, who loves to fly most? You're like,
me. I love to travel. I love to travel.
You didn't get it.
Going to Jerusalem.
We are talking about the Jerusalem now. When it is time for flight to Jerusalem, who is the one?
Okay.
I know that one already now.
We know already. From the discussion, we know already. Okay, yeah.
And this one, I didn't want to. So, are you ready?
I am ready.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
What is the? I don't know how to put it. I won't say craziest thing.
Great.
What is the? Okay, let me put it. Craziest thing you can do to ensure that the flight reopen in case they cancel it at the time of the flight. What is that thing that you are ready to do? Let him talk. It is question now.
I will find every means. I can do whatever. I can never miss that flight. Well, I will do anything.
Including begging, including you. Okay, the question is, what is the greatest thing that you've ever done for that now?
Time is gone.
What is the greatest thing?
Time is gone.
Done.
Everybody.
We are going to say this.
So, madam,
thank you very much.
Mr. must go to fly to
tonight.
Jerusalem tonight.
He must go.